Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we delve into a fascinating story from the world of numismatics, a tale woven with errors, mistakes, and astonishing value, a 1-cent coin from 1987 that has been reported to be worth a staggering $93 million. You might wonder how a mere penny can garner such an incredible valuation, and it all begins with a series of remarkable missteps, a tiny minting anomaly, and a confluence of factors that catapult an everyday item into the realm of high-stakes collectibles. The 1987 1-cent coin, originally intended to be just another iteration of the iconic Lincoln penny, was struck in a manner that would send shockwaves through the world of coin collecting. It all starts in the 1980s, a decade when coin production became increasingly mechanized. The US Mint was churning out millions of these pennies to meet public demand and to replace worn-out coins circulating in commerce. However, during this period, a peculiar error crept into production lines, causing some coins to be minted with significant design imperfections. Initially dismissed by many as mere curiosities, a handful of these coins would come to be recognized as a rare breed of valuable errors. These mistakes began at the minting process, where subtle variations in alignment, pressure, and die preparation resulted in coins that bore marks or misprints. As unsuspecting collectors sifted through change, a few eagle-eyed individuals began to notice anomalies in their coins. Among the unsuspecting treasures were issues like double strikes, off-center strikes, and missing elements from the engravings. As we focus on the 1-cent coin struck in 1987, it is essential to highlight a fascinating fact: the US Mint, in its efforts to reduce costs and streamline operations, used a mix of new and old dies, which created unintended variations during the minting process. These variations began to create discrepancies in quality, a perfect storm in the coin world, leading to elusive items that offered tremendous potential to collectors. One of the most notorious coins from this batch became known as the 1987 double die obverse. The term double die refers to a phenomenon in which a coin is struck more than once with misalignment, causing the design elements to appear doubled or blurred. This particular coin showcased such misalignments in Lincoln's portrait, along with distortions in the words "In God We Trust," generating excitement in the collecting community. The rarity of the coin had already set the stage for its desirability. Still, what truly escalated its value was the realization that only a handful of coins with this specific double die error existed. As collectors and enthusiasts combed through their change with renewed fervor in search of these invaluable pennies, prices began climbing dramatically at auctions and private sales. The combination of rarity, demand, and steady appreciation in the market made these coins irresistible. When one specific 1987 double die obverse penny was graded by professional numismatists, its certified acceptance corporation grade, often dubbed by the industry as the gold standard, indicated that it was in exceptional condition, further boosting its perceived value among collectors. But it wasn't just the double die that contributed to soaring valuations. Several other striking errors emerged from the 1987 minting sessions. For instance, some of these cents featured off-center strikes, wherein the design was not perfectly centered, creating irregularly shaped coins and catching the eye of many collectors. Some of the best specimens not only retained their shine and flawless copper luster but also showcased the remarkable off-center imperfections, fetching incredible amounts at auctions. As collectors flocked to acquire these oddities, the demand for similar variations only intensified, causing burgeoning prices for coins previously thought to be insignificant. Furthermore, there were also instances of cap die coins, where a fragment of the die itself transferred onto the blank coins, leading to unique and sought-after characteristics. These cap die errors are similar in rarity to the sought-after double die but are somewhat more esoteric for collectors. As they coveted the allure of flaws, it became apparent that even the slightest imperfection could render a coin vastly more valuable, thus changing the public's perception of 1-cent coins entirely. Over time, dealers and collectors became more educated about what constituted valuable errors in the world of coin collecting, and the demand skyrocketed for these scarce specimens. The 1987 1-cent errors quickly became the focus of high-profile auctions across the country, where dealers anticipated the sales of these coins could yield figures previously unfathomable in coin collecting. As market interest grew, news spread rapidly through numismatic circles, and the value of the coins soared dramatically. Before long, the prices of these rare 1-cent pieces were climbing to dizzying heights. Collectors began to form bidding wars, and cash-strapped individuals suddenly found themselves in possession of assets valued in the millions. The phenomenon of this particular penny transcended the immediate domain of mere coin collecting. It became a cultural icon of the idea that even the smallest, most overlooked objects could hold tremendous worth when circumstance and opportunity collided. In a sense, the 1987 1-cent coin era saga challenges and reshapes our understanding of value in a broader sense, forcing us to consider what makes something truly valuable: scarcity mixed with desirability, unique history, and the passion of collectors who seek out these rarities. The world of numismatics is rich with similar stories, but none quite so reflective of the strange dance between chance and fate as the 1987 1-cent coin. As we explore this tale further, it's important to note the ripple effect these rarities created. The high-profile sales of 1987 1-cent errors catalyzed a surge in interest in error coins more generally. As these coins became household names, amateur collectors began scouring through their pockets, all in search of their own hidden treasure. The fervor for error coins didn't just turn veterans into wine connoisseurs, it inspired a new generation of collectors to dive headfirst into an increasingly complex world of coin valuation. They sought not only to acquire but to understand the various methodologies of grading, which became increasingly crucial as errant coins achieved record highs. Professional grading services and organizations emerged to meet this new demand, providing clarity and grading criteria that enabled collectors to ascertain the worth of their coins. Investment groups formed, and the market for error coins expanded exponentially. At conventions and expos, specialized dealers showcased their finds, while panels discussed the best strategies for investing in error coins. The inherent lessons of value attributed to the 1987 penny became essential talking points. Conference sessions delved into market dynamics, pricing strategies, and the future of error coins in the currency collection space. Each one of those discussions reiterated the possibilities tied to a small piece of metal, pieces that had technically been rendered defective but were becoming literal gold mines for the savvy investor. The increased publicity surrounding the 1987 1-cent coin also caught the attention of the media, with major news outlets spotlighting these unusual aspects, further amplifying the excitement and discussion around error coins. Once deemed mundane spare change, the narrative metamorphosed into a cultural phenomenon, garnering features in magazines, talk shows, and mainstream media that linked the stories of individuals who became overnight millionaires thanks to an unassuming penny. While the stories of newfound wealth attracted aspirational collectors, they also spurred caution. Some observers voiced concerns that the inflated value could lead to speculative bubbles in the market for error coins. They warned that the hyperfocus on a few notable coins could divert attention from the broader spectrum of coins featuring less dramatic, but equally valuable, errors. Even so, this discourse highlighted that while rarity fueled excitement, historical context also played a significant role in the evolution of the coin's value. It became apparent that the demand for 1987 1-cent coins was firmly entrenched in their unique narratives. Further inspection revealed that the 1-cent errors from 1987 marked a pivotal moment in U.S. coinage, determined by the complexities of mechanical processes combined with human oversight. As a reflection of a transformative decade in U.S. history, the mere existences of these coins reminded collectors of a time when the world was on the cusp of remarkable innovations and cultural shifts, culminating in a newfound appreciation for rarity that extended far beyond the American penny. In the realm of coin collecting, some say the errors and mistakes of that one year had the potential to write the narrative of value, thus making every collection, not just that of the 1987 1-cent coins, imbued with potential worth dictated not solely by conventional market standards but also by personal passion and experimental narratives. New collectors began to view their collections as art, waiting for the next era that might transform their fortunes. As speculation grew and excitement continued to swirl around these coins, many venture capitalists saw an opportunity to invest in the numismatic market and began pooling resources to purchase error coins in bulk. These investments not only boosted the market value of error coins but encouraged exhibition booths showcasing these rare pieces to invite new investors into the fold. The investment reached a level where even individuals. Last 2005 1-cent USA coin. Today we are diving into an exceptional chapter in the world of numismatics that highlights the incredible value that can stem from error coins, specifically, the 2005 1-cent coin that has been estimated to be worth a phenomenal $72 million due to various mistakes made during its minting process. This intriguing tale is rooted deep in the story of how small imperfections and errant minting decisions can profoundly impact the value of what may seem to be commonplace currency, and how seemingly insignificant coins can become treasures of immense financial worth. Imagine for a moment, holding a piece of common change in your hand, a penny to be precise, one that has a story beneath its surface that could rival the narrative of a rare gemstone. The 2005 1-cent coin, otherwise known as the Lincoln penny, was minted during a time of great transition for the United States Mint and for the country as a whole, where economic shifts and evolving technology began to redefine not only how coins were produced but also how they were perceived by collectors, historians, and investors alike. In the early 2000s, the U.S. Mint faced numerous challenges stemming from rising production costs and the increasing need to meet public demand for currency. As such, they implemented a series of measures intended to streamline operations, reduce waste, and introduce new manufacturing processes. Unfortunately, this desire for efficiency led to a series of unintentional minting errors that would propel certain coins into the annals of collectible history. When it comes to the 2005 1-cent coins, one of the most notable errors was the infamous 2005's P double die obverse. The term double die refers to a situation where the design on a coin appears to be struck multiple times, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the images and inscriptions. In the case of the 2005 Lincoln penny, the doubling was particularly pronounced on the words "In God We Trust" and Lincoln's profile, resulting in a striking visual representation that drew the attention of collectors all across the country. Collectors, who had long pored over their change in hopes of discovering a hidden gem, were galvanized to seek out this specific anomaly, igniting a frenzy of excitement in the numismatic community when reports of these error coins began circulating among enthusiasts and professional dealers alike. The value of one such 2005 double die obverse exploded as these coins began to circulate through the market, with some specimens selling for tens of thousands of dollars at auction workshops and conventions. It was here that the stark contrast of nominal value versus actual market value became crystal clear. A 1-cent coin, when struck incorrectly, transformed into a literal gold mine for those who happened to possess it. As these coins moved into the hands of astute investors, the allure of these coins only grew, catapulting this average penny into the stratosphere of collectible status. While the double die obverse coin was the standout among the 2005 errors, it was by no means the only mistake made during the minting which led to the rising worth of these coins. A cadre of other errors emerged from this same year, including coins marked by significant off-center strikes, where the design was noticeably misaligned, creating a unique aesthetic that caught the eye of countless collectors. These coins ranged in their positioning, some appeared just slightly misaligned, while others exhibited a more drastic off-center appearance that rendered them nearly unrecognizable, further adding to their desirability in the eyes of collectors. As the word about these rare imprints spread, more and more individuals began inspecting not only their own coins but also those at change counters and in penny jars, leading to an alarming surge in demand for 2005 1-cent coins. With online auction sites blossoming and allowing users to upload images of their rare finds, the digital marketplace became a new frontier for these collectors eager to capitalize on any budding interest in their unique coins. The rumors surrounding these coins, especially the double die era, were enough to create a phenomenon that reached far beyond mere hobbyist forums. It became mainstream news, inspiring documentaries and features that showcased collectors' journeys in search of the valuable 2005 coins. As the frenzy intensified, the U.S. Mint began taking notice, with many experts revealing details about how and why the errors occurred. The double die was primarily the result of a misplaced die alignment during flattening procedures, something that might not have been scrutinized in the same way in past minting processes. This revelation became part of the charm for collectors, adding a layer of historical significance to every coin that held potential errors. The flaws became markers that defined that moment in time in minting history. Another noteworthy mistake from 2005 involved the appearance of coins struck from worn dies, leading to limited detail in the designs that appeared to be blurred or faded. These coins, another subtype of the faulty issues of the era, often retained clear characteristics of their production but appeared rough or eroded, marks that are generally not found in coins of pristine quality. As collectors and dealers began to unravel the mystery behind these elements, it became clear that even the smallest imperfections could drastically influence a coin's overall value, creating a tangible excitement that reverberated throughout the collecting community. The errad coins from 2005 served as potent reminders that not all currency serves its intended purpose. Rather, many pieces of our everyday monetary transactions hold the potential for extraordinary shifts in value determined solely by their heritage. Collectors quickly began to understand the historical significance these coins held. In addition to exploring the aesthetic of era stamps, the 2005 1-cent coins also exemplified technological change in minting methods that would come to characterize the new millennium. The double die and off-center strike symbolized a departure from prior minting practices, and they served as evidence of the changing landscape of U.S. currency production. Investing in coins from this era suddenly became an appealing prospect, as both a passionate undertaking and an opportunity for monetary gain. People combed through their change, scouring through boxes of pennies in basements, community coin drives, and even flea markets, all in the hope of unearthing just one piece of the prized collection. The collective knowledge of errors like those found in the 2005 coins began to ripple outward, inspiring an entire culture of dedicated collectors. As prices rose and the market gained notoriety, investors and casual collectors alike turned to the advice of experts on how to identify error coins, invest wisely, and maximize their returns. Industry experts began unveiling guides, published articles, and videos demonstrating how to spot faults, further educating newcomers on the nuances of numismatic treasures. Social media forums blossomed with enthusiasts discussing their finds, sharing images, and sharing stories that connected the growing community of those engrossed by the thrill of collecting. This also ushered in a new age of unprecedented access to information. Resources that had been buried within collectors' bookshelves or dusty archives now became readily accessible as educational content bloomed online. The sharing of information accelerated enthusiasm to engage the community, reflecting a broader shift in how collectors interacted with one another worldwide. The momentum surrounding the 2005 1-cent era coin showed no sign of waning, prompting industry leaders to speculate about their future value. As more collectors entered the fray, the initial excitement around the coin set off a chain reaction of price inflation that would make these coins coveted assets in the realm of alternative investments. Some bold investors even began to treat numismatics similarly to other investment vehicles, stock markets, real estate, or other alternative assets, as collectors began aligning their portfolios to reflect a blend of assets across various categories. Moreover, the informed speculation surrounding coins also highlighted their potential as hedges against inflation, increasing their appeal as reliable assets in uncertain economic times. As people began to view their rare pennies not only as collectibles but as tangible investments, discussion shifted towards the long-term horizons, with conversations focusing on discerning which coins would total their investments, predicting the need to buy and hold. The ever-evolving landscape of the numismatic market revealed a tide that may shift with future generations, thereby solidifying the position of error coins within the global collectibles market. In an interesting twist, many modern investors began embracing the history behind collectible coins, recognizing that their value was more than just fiscal. Each coin carried stories, connections, and memories that traveled through time. The 2005 1-cent coins continue to serve as symbols of unexpected fortune, a microcosm of the broader themes of history, industry, and culture, all encapsulated within one small piece of metal. As this new generation of investors felt empowered, motivated, and engaged with their collections, it became clear that the story of the 2005 1-cent era coins was not solely about their monetary value. After all, they represented a bridge between history and modernity, as well as a vast tapestry of social and economic change. As the prices escalated, collectors learned to nurture their passion responsibly, participating in a vibrant ecosystem where fair trade practices reignited the age-old sense of community found in collecting.